Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to This Justin's WWE 2k24 Universe Mode. This is the NXT Roadblock Rumble special event. We have had quite a night here before us. We had the Women's Royal Rumble match open up the evening, in which we saw Jamie Hayter successfully secure her spot to challenge against Jade Cargill at NXT Stand and Deliver in a few months' time. Now here tonight in our penultimate match, we see the North American Championship to be defended here tonight by Cody Rhodes up against Rick Rude here to start us for part 3 of this event. And in the next match at the 12-minute mark, if you want to skip ahead, is the Roadblock Rumble. So if you are looking for that match, please feel free to skip ahead past this match. You will not be missing too much here, as Cody Rhodes going to look to secure a successful title defense ahead of his entrance in that Roadblock Rumble matchup. So feel free to skip ahead if that is what you have came here for. Otherwise, here tonight we saw some other championship matches. A successful championship victory for Cody Rhodes would be one of few here tonight, considering the loss of Finn Balor losing the United Kingdom Championship to Pac back in part 2, as well as Swerve Strickland being rolled up by Bad Bunny to defeat him and win the NXT X Division Championship in what was one of the most shocking turn of events throughout this season of Universe Mode, was that successful championship victory. And Bad Bunny is the new X Division champion. Pac is the new United Kingdom champion here in NXT. As now we see Cody Rhodes making his entrance down to the ring with the North American Championship. And it's worth mentioning now, as you see the likes of Cody Rhodes, Pac, Finn Balor, NXT in this universe mode really just serving as a additional brand, as a subcategory of WWE. However, some of the champions here in NXT, arguably some of the greatest of all time, the tag team champions right now, is Dirty Dominic Mysterio, who we saw team up with Liv Morgan earlier tonight to go up against Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega. His father, of course, being Rey Mysterio, and Dominic, the tag team champions, with another Judgment Day member, that of which being Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero aligning himself with the Judgment Day earlier this year in Universe Mode here. Cody firing up the fans, excited to defend his championship here tonight, the North American champion, and knowing with what comes with that, the amount of pride he has in his region, as we've seen many times, the American Nightmare, representing all of North America here in the all of North and South America, you might even argue, but he is the North American champion, that being Cody Rhodes here in Universe Mode. Cody, a man who has held on to that championship ever since defeating Bryan Danielson, the man who held that championship for longer than anybody else, and Cody going on to have a very respectable reign in his own right. Danielson being a 502-day champion, and Cody Rhodes now holding that championship down for over 200 days. Rick Rude, a credible challenger here in Universe Mode, but not really quite standing out across this year, having a loss earlier this season against Bobby Lashley on pay-per-view, which doesn't really spell well for his chances here tonight against Cody, a man who has had many title defenses here with that championship throughout the course of this season. Very accomplished and incredible championship holder, defeating Karrion Kross back at Halloween Havoc, defeating Bobby Lashley back at Heatwave, and of course defeating Bryan Danielson back at NXT Gold Rush. So a series of successful title victories for Cody that he has been very accomplished throughout Universe Mode here across the season. Not to mention a victory over Lex Luger back at New Year's Evil. Cody going on this tour almost of defeating legends, including his father, who we saw make his appearance known in the WWE Royal Rumble, where he was a substantial factor in that match, amassing, I believe it was 4 eliminations over the course of that match, and really staking himself as a tremendous factor in that contest. And now we see on the outside, referee's jurisdiction not really applying here, as Rick Rude connecting with that eye rake and successfully taking down Cody Rhodes on the outside here with that Russian leg sweep. And then look to return Cody back to the inside of the ring as the referee continuing away with his count. Cody, however, looking for the disaster kick off of the ropes. It's countered, however, by Rick Rude, who now with the headlock strike to the face at the hands of Rick Rude to Cody Rhodes, now posturing on the ropes. As mentioned, Cody, a successful championship defender throughout the course of this season mode, but also not only that, has declared himself for the Royal Rumble match, which will be coming up following this. As we can see, many of the NXT, there a disaster kick from Cody Rhodes, many of the greatest NXT competitors that we've had over the course of Universe Mode this past year, showing what they have for the chances to face the dominating champion Gunther, who has held that championship now for a very long time, that being over 480 days. 484 days is Gunther's title reign, largely eclipsing any of the previous championship holders of that NXT World Championship. And we saw now Cody Rhodes going for the figure 4 leg lock, looking to get the submission victory here on Rick Rude. However, Rick Rude positioned himself very closely to those ropes, could perhaps get the break here in due time before Cody Rhodes can secure that tap out, and reversing the pressure, now turning it over and looking to go for that submission reversal attempt on Cody Rhodes. But also earlier tonight, like I mentioned, Jamie Hayter successfully winning. And now Rick Rude going for a pile driver here on Cody Rhodes. Jamie Hayter successfully winning the Royal Rumble match, in which she's going to go on to now challenge Jade Cargill at Stand and Deliver. Both those women, former NXT Women's Tag Team Champions here in NXT, and will face each other for the NXT Women's Championship in a few months' time. We see Rick Rude, Irish Whip sends Cody Rhodes into the turnbuckle pad there. Cody Rhodes rolling to the outside, perhaps to get himself a break for the moment's being from the attack that he was facing. Cody now returning to the inside of the ring, going to go back on the attack here to Rick Rude. Rude now sending him back to the outside, just making fun almost of Cody here, just kind of playing games with him. As mentioned, Gunther, the longest reigning men's NXT champion in Universe Mode history, and last year he was successful at Stand and Deliver in defending his championship against Daniel Garcia, who was the winner of the NXT Rumble last year. Series of elbow strikes there from Rick Rude to Cody Rhodes, and that match with Daniel Garcia and Gunther, perhaps one of the best matches that we've seen here in Universe Mode in quite some time to culminate the WWE 2k24 season. So if you feel free to go back and check that out. That was sincerely one of the best matches that we've seen here in Universe Mode, and I would recommend going and check it out if you were interested in it. But Daniel Garcia coming up unsuccessful, and Gunther going on to continue his championship reign. Previous victories from Gunther that we've seen over the course of the year, back at NXT New Year's Evil, he had a successful victory against Sting in the main event, and that was a tremendous match for him to be defending in. A successful victory over Damian Priest back at NXT Halloween Havoc once more, and back at NXT Heatwave, securing himself as the champion that he claims to be by making a stance and a incredible victory over Masato Tanaka, someone who we weren't expecting to see here in Universe Mode. And then even going back to NXT Gold Rush earlier this year, Gunther with a victory over LA Knight. So a series of victories over the course of the year from Gunther has secured him as the longest reigning NXT champion.
The champ's ran on shaky ground now. This is a very dangerous situation now. And Rude is
ravishing neck breaker there from Rick Rude. Now sitting out with a board buster to Cody Rhodes, as Rick Rude kind of having the advantage for the majority of this matchup. Kind of deflating also the crowd, the excitement of the crowd here tonight to see the American Nightmare defend his championship, and in successfully doing so, taking out potentially one of the benefactors of Cody Rhodes, that being the crowd rallying behind him as they are not really receiving what they decided to come here for tonight, and that being a domineering Cody Rhodes defense. But now we see Cody back in the ring, fired up. Here we go, as Cody Rhodes lighting up the crowd, lighting up the fans, looking to take the fight to Rick Rude, who now returns to the ring. Series of strikes to Cody, sends him back down with a mat return. Now gets him back up to his feet here, was looking for that ravishing neckbreaker, however countered now by Rick Rude, countered by Cody Rhodes, rolling him up, potentially looking for the pinfall here. Countered by Cody Rhodes, though he rolls through now on Rick Rude, but Rick Rude now going for a schoolboy, able to reverse it, countered once more by Cody, and now Cody turns Rick Rude around into a crossroads. Crossroads to Rick Rude, referee down and in position, 1, 2, 3, Cody Rhodes successfully putting away Rick Rude with those counter of pinfalls, nearly falling victim to the antics of Rick Rude, but successfully defending the North American Championship ahead of the Roadblock Royal Rumble, which will be coming up right now as we move on in the Roadblock event to the Royal Rumble match for NXT. Winner gets the opportunity to face Gunther at Stand and Deliver, and for the chance to take down the longest reigning NXT champion in history.
The following contest is the Royal Rumble match. The two superstars that drew number 1 and
now we hear Alicia Taylor announce the rules for this matchup, and we have two competitors who will start off this match. Earlier tonight we saw Lady Frost and Alba Fire squaring off in the number 1 and number 2 spots for the Women's Royal Rumble. Now who will we see in the Men's Royal Rumble? Two polar opposites, might I mention, in that matchup. And now we see who can start off the NXT Men's Royal Rumble here for Universe Mode in 2K24.
Here we go, guys.
We are about to find out who the first entrant in the Royal Rumble match is, and it is Claudio Castagnoli, a member of the Blackpool Combat Club here in Universe Mode, and a man who has been a champion in the past, yet at least as far as his NXT career goes, he is yet to be successfully claim a championship gold this year in Universe Mode. However, in the past, being a former tag team champion on multiple occasions, that particular championship now being the AEW Tag Team Championships, that lineage, Claudio a former champion alongside Chris Hero, and also alongside Sheamus in the past, not to mention his time as the WWE Tag Team Champions, a tag team specialist throughout Universe Mode, no doubt, as he was the first man alongside Sheamus to hold the WWE Tag Team Championships on the other brand. Yet as far as NXT, yet to hold a championship belt over the course of this year, and going to have to go a long distance to do so. But now we see joining him in the number 2 spot is a man who has been out of action for the majority of the year, ever since his loss back at NXT Gold Rush to to Cody Rhodes, where he lost the North American Championship. The man who held that North American Championship longer than anyone else in Universe Mode history, and only the second man to hold it in doing so, the 502-day North American Champion, Bryan Danielson. Certainly a legend of our industry, and coming down to the ring now with a point to prove here tonight. If he could go from number 2, squaring off with one of his closest allies at the start of this match, and go the distance from pillar to post, from the number 2 spot all the way to the end. And you got to think that Bryan Danielson, a man who in the past has held what is currently known as the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, at the time it was the Raw World Heavyweight Championship, twice on 2 separate occasions, wants to get back to his championship winning ways. Again, the longest reigning champion of the North American Championship, and now looking to step up his game, elevate his game to a dream match that we could see for the NXT Championship between Danielson and Gunther. But now these two huge friends, of course, Danielson and Claudio, showing off, firing up the fans at the start of this matchup, getting everybody excited for this contest. Headlock takeover, 2 members also of the Blackpool Combat Club that we've seen here in Universe Mode over the course of the past year. Of course, last year in WWE 2k24, they were a part of the NXT brand as well. Claudio coming up unsuccessful in his championship endeavors against the likes of Malachi Black. Now Danielson looking to work over the arm. And another stomp to the arm there from Danielson. Danielson, a man who held on to that North American Championship throughout the course of throughout the course of 2K22, and in doing so had some major victories. Oh, now we see Tyler Bate joining the contest, and a huge pounce from Claudio, launching Tyler Bate up into the air. German suplex to follow it up, though, from Danielson. Tyler Bate is the current the current PWG Tag Team Champion alongside Pete Dunne. And now we see the Billy Goat's Curse being applied from Tyler Bate, locking in that submission attempt. It's not going to get him the victory on Claudio, as he finds himself in the middle of the Blackpool Combat Club, who are just working over a series of offensive maneuvers here against Tyler Bate. Bicycle kick attempt there from Claudio. But Bryan Danielson staying on the attack here for Tyler Bate, looking to double team Tyler Bate with the help of Claudio. And Claudio and Tyler Bate with a history themselves, as now we see Claudio looking to go for an attempted elimination here on Tyler Bate. Bryan Danielson also going to get in on that attempted elimination, as now we see Ace Austin entering the contest here. A series of competitors who have some history between each other. Of course, Claudio, a member of the Death Riders in PWG, the tag team champions, and at the time that they lost the PWG Tag Team Championships, they lost them to British Strong Style, who is Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, who are the current champions. Of course, also Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, the current champions, successfully defending those Tag Team Championships, as we see a huge military press here from Claudio, able to get Tyler Bate all the way up into the air and powering him up there. The Blackpool Combat Club running town. And as I was going to mention, Tyler Bate on opposite sides of the rings from Ace Austin at the last PWG event, where Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne successfully defended the Tag Team Championships against Ace Austin and his tag team partner Chris Bay. Now we see number 5 coming out to the ring is Damian Priest, a man who earlier this year had a chance to defeat Gunther, but was unsuccessful in doing so. And now we see Gotch-style pile driver attempts from Danielson while in the middle of the ring, Claudio locking up Ace Austin for that torture rack position. And now Claudio going after the big man who just joined the matchup. Splash in the corner, gonna look to follow it up with a tremendous power slam from Claudio. All power to Damian Priest. Now Danielson going after Ace Austin here, sends him to the outside. Damian Priest being sent to the outside, and Claudio getting the elimination on Damian Priest. And you got to think that's not going to be sitting well with Damian Priest or the rest of the Judgment Day going forward in the rest of the career, the season. You got to think that Claudio going to have a target on his back by Damian Priest and the remainder of his team. A team that has wreaked havoc here in Universe mode over the course of the year. The tag team champions currently. Gotch-style pile driver once more from Danielson, who looks for the attempted kick on Tyler Bate, but it's countered. Bate sends him into the corner. And Bate sent to the outside by Claudio and eliminated redemption for Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, defeating Claudio and the Death Riders at the time that they defeated them for the PWG Tag Team Championships, and Claudio getting that revenge now as we see Grayson Waller entering this matchup and getting involved. Now we see Ace Austin with a springboard kick attempt on Claudio, but unsuccessful as Danielson was the one to take him down. Sleeper suplex there from Claudio, and following that is a German suplex now from Danielson. Roundhouse kick to Grayson Waller. I'm going to follow it up with a Saito suplex. At the same time, Ace Austin nailing that suplex neck breaker on Claudio. Near elimination for Ace Austin there, but returns back into the ring as we see Grayson Waller catches Bryan Danielson off guard with that stomp. Now entering number 7 into this contest is Montez Ford, a man who is a former NXT Tag Team Champion here in Universe mode alongside Angelo Dawkins. Springboard kick attempted. Instead, it's a tilt-a-whirl Hurricane Rana from Claudio. Surprisingly, Danielson, however, getting the elimination on Ace Austin there, sending him to the outside, and Danielson and Claudio earning the first 2 eliminations in this matchup, eliminating numbers 3 and 4. Gotch-style piledriver again from Danielson to Montez Ford there, as now Claudio looking to unleash on Grayson Waller, but it's broken up by Danielson, who got in the way. However, now Claudio nailing a pump handle sit-out power bomb, while Danielson lands the series of elbows across the chest. Both members of the Blackpool Combat Club unloading on these 2 young upstarts here. And now entering at number 8, we see Cody Rhodes entering this matchup, the man who just moments ago defeated Rick Rude to successfully defend the North American Championship, catches a roundhouse kick while he was caught off guard. Now Danielson going to look to lock in the Romero special here. Claudio and Montez going back at it, and now a stomp to the back from Danielson to Cody Rhodes, just disrespecting him. Of course, them two, and now Danielson sending Grayson Waller to the outside is countered as he looks to go for that attempted elimination there. Grayson Waller now looking to attempt to eliminate Danielson, but unsuccessful, as now Danielson going to bring Waller over to the ropes and up into the fireman's carry position. Dumps Grayson Waller to the outside. Waller eliminated by Danielson. Danielson earning his 2nd elimination there. Now we see Claudio being sent to the outside by Cody Rhodes, but unsuccessful in eliminating him there. Final cut there from Cody Rhodes, and entering number 9 is one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions currently, that being Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Tag team partner in the Judgment Day of Eddie Guerrero. Springboard crossbody takes down not just Cody Rhodes, but also Bryan Danielson. I know that's going to frustrate some people, myself included, just quite a bit. Gut kick there from Montez Ford now. Fireman's carry, wasteland, and now we see Claudio landing the neutralizer on his tag team partner, Bryan Danielson, looking to go for the elimination. Sends Claudio to the outside, however, and a springboard off of the ropes tornado DDT from Montez Ford takes down Bryan Danielson. Danielson taking a great deal of damage following that neutralizer from Claudio. But now going to follow it up with a rewind Rana to Cody Rhodes. Plants him on the mat, on the canvas. As now Danielson looking, springboard, disaster kick from Cody now. Neither man getting the advantage. Now it's Dominic Mysterio who's going to look to take advantage of Bryan Danielson there. Unsuccessful though. And now Adam Cole entering this matchup. Catches a back elbow from Montez Ford. Bicycle kick from Claudio there. Cody Rhodes now returning out of the corner. Going to look to go after Adam Cole here. Adam Cole, a man who's had such a great degree of success here in NXT. Pedigree there from Cody Rhodes to Montez Ford, as Cody could be looking to eliminate Ford now with that, sending him to the outside. Danielson driving the knee into the back of Adam Cole there, and now Claudio gets Danielson up once more for another finisher. The UFO sends Danielson flying, and simultaneously we saw Montez Ford being eliminated, I believe, by Adam Cole. Springboard takedown from Dominic Mysterio, who catches a neck breaker from Adam Cole for his efforts, and now Claudio going to get the advantage for his offense against Dom Mysterio. Number 11 coming down to the ring is a long-term competitor here in Universe Mode, that being Noam Dar. Now Dominic Mysterio, we see nailing a 619. No, it's caught by Bryan Danielson, not allowing for that. As Danielson now finally finding himself in a position where he can get some offense in here on Dom Mysterio, locking in that heel hold. Achilles lock here from Bryan Danielson. Submission attempt on Dominic Mysterio, but fighting out of it is Dom. Fortunately for him, and now Cody Rhodes positioning Adam Cole on the ropes. Super kick to the outside from Cody Rhodes, but it's countered by Adam Cole, who's able to hang on in this matchup. Seeing two, according to Cody, former leaders of Bullet Club. I don't know about that. Bryan Danielson now with a fireman's carry, taking out Dominic Mysterio to the outside there. Now positioned in the corner is Cody Rhodes with Adam Cole, looking to eliminate him. Coming out number 12, we see another half of the PWG Tag Team Champions currently, that being Pete Dunne, a man who, again, if he could eliminate Claudio, he could get vengeance for Tyler Bate in this matchup. As we see Dominic Mysterio, the current half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, going to have to take a long walk to the back after taking an elimination from that fireman's carry from Bryan Danielson, that is. Now Adam Cole, we see, just dispatching of Claudio Castagnoli, the number 1 entrant in this contest, eliminated there by Adam Cole. Adam Cole now looking to drop the boom on everybody, but unsuccessful. Bryan Danielson there, though, we saw getting the elimination on Noam Dar. However, Adam Cole nailing the last shot. Kick to Cody Rhodes, looking to get the elimination here on Cody, taking him to the outside. Crucifix there from Danielson to Pete Dunne. Entering number 13, another member of the Judgment Day, that being JD McDonough. Bryan Danielson now locking in the Gator roll, as we see JD McDonough squaring off. Suplex attempt on Cody Rhodes. Crossface there from Danielson to Pete Dunne. And the step kicks from McDonough. Half arm hash suplex from Danielson. Springboard tornado DDT attempt there from McDonough. Now Pete Dunne with a series of strikes, taking him down. Adam Cole, however, going to take the advantage. Florida Keys from Adam Cole to Pete Dunne, his former rival. Now Adam Cole being sent to the outside and eliminated at the hands of Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, the current North American champion, successfully eliminating. And there we see Cody Rhodes with a springboard back elbow that hits JD McDonough just before Danielson nailed him with that rewind Rana to the outside. Now we see Danielson looking for the elimination there, but unable to do so. Now entering number 14, a man who was successful in his triple threat match earlier tonight, that being Bobby Lashley. Once more, a gosh-style pile driver there from Bryan Danielson. Bobby Lashley now taking down Cody Rhodes and immediately going to interject himself in this contest as a massive factor. Cattle mutilation here that we see to JD McDonough from Bryan Danielson, though, quickly able to evade out of it. Stalling suplex here, letting all the blood rush to the head of Pete Dunne. As now Danielson with the roundhouse kick to McDonough. Cody Rhodes and Danielson taking their turns, just beating down on another member of the Judgment Day. There we see Cody Rhodes with yet another elimination, getting the elimination on Pete Dunne, a man who in the past has held the Raw Heavyweight Championship here on 2 occasions in Universe Mode. A very accredited champion is Pete Dunne, but not having done so in quite some time here, yet being the PWG Tag Team Champion, he is yet to hold a World Championship for a while. Johnny TV now entering into this contest, and he's going to have to wait a little bit longer to do so. Johnny TV now entering at number, I believe it was number 15. We are halfway through the field here. JD McDonough dished to the outside by Bryan Danielson, and Bryan Danielson entering at number 2, currently halfway through the field. Takes a tremendous spine buster. Meanwhile, Johnny TV nailing that shooting star press onto Cody Rhodes. These three squaring off like it's 2007 here in the WWE. Johnny TV, Bobby Lashley, and Cody Rhodes here. Bryan Danielson with a chop block there to Johnny TV. And a German suplex to follow it up. Now we see Cody Rhodes with a pedigree to Bryan Danielson. Springboard dropkick there from Johnny TV to Bobby Lashley, but Bryan Danielson immediately springs back up to his feet with a German suplex, and now we see a debuting Anthony Bowens making his first ever appearance here in Universe Mode here in NXT, nailing that fisherman suplex on Johnny TV there. Irish Whip returns him back into a knee to the midsection, as Anthony Bowens now going to look to make an impressive appearance in his first showing. Danielson and Cody Rhodes now going at it back and forth here. These two mainstays of NXT over the past few years, just helping out the division in the fact that they were former North American champions, each in their own right. Cody, the current North American champion, but Bryan Danielson, the former longest reign. And also now going to the top rope here, we see these two. Hurricane Rana from Johnny TV and a avalanche butterfly suplex from Danielson to Cody Rhodes. Huge impact on that, as now we see Danielson squaring off with Bowens and now squaring off with Johnny TV. Number 17 entering this contest. Tiger suplex there from Danielson. And elimination from Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley eliminating Anthony Bowens in his first ever appearance here in NXT. And not too big of a surprise, might I add. Oh, and now a crossroads there we see to a man who just entered this matchup, that being Austin Theory, having a very rough start, getting hit with a crossroads and followed up with a fireman's carry taken out of here. The last two competitors in this matchup being eliminated now. Austin Theory catching the short end of the stick, as the saying goes, with his offense being met with a crossroads and an elimination from Danielson, and Anthony Bowens being eliminated by Bobby Lashley there. Dropkick to the back of the head from Johnny TV to Cody Rhodes. Northern Lights suplex there from Danielson to Johnny TV. Is now Cody and Bobby Lashley going to square off, two men who have met before for that North American Championship. Now entering number 18, making his return earlier tonight for the United Kingdom Championship, is Pac, who immediately makes his presence known by eliminating another champion here in Universe Mode, the North American Champion, and looking to follow it up by eliminating Bryan Danielson as well, but unable to do so. Tiger suplex there from Danielson, as Pac looking to clear house very early on in this contest, eliminating the North American Champion and asserting his claim as the champion of NXT here, the current United Kingdom champion, having beaten Finn Balor earlier tonight. Finds himself in the LaBelle lock. Nice springboard off the ropes, drop kick there from Johnny TV to Pac. Shining wizard there from Johnny TV now.
Efficient offense, leaving no breathing room. This is what he feeds off of. Listen to this crowd.
Now taken down by a shoulder tackle is Pac at the hands of Bobby Lashley. Entering up next at number 19 is Chris Bay. The first time we've seen Chris Bay here in NXT. We saw him debut at the last PWG event with his tag team partner Ace Austin to go up against the British Strong Style. And there we see an elimination from Bobby Lashley, who eliminates Pac. German suplex there from Lashley, eliminating Chris Bay. Pac, a house of fire, eliminating Cody Rhodes immediately in this matchup, but then meeting the fate at the hands of Bobby Lashley, a man who was successful earlier tonight and perhaps deserving of another championship match opportunity sometime soon here in Universe Mode for his performance here. There we see a Canadian destroyer at the hands of Chris Bay to Bobby Lashley as Bryan Danielson positions Johnny TV on the ropes. Fireman's carry that we've seen Danielson use very successfully here tonight as he's met with a Meteora in the corner. Chris Bay followed up by a series of kicks to the chest of Chris Bay by Bryan Danielson, and next entering at number 20, making his debut here in Universe Mode as well, is Josh Alexander. First time we have seen Josh Alexander here in Universe Mode, making his appearance known here in the NXT Rumble. Now Alexander looking to eliminate Bobby Lashley, the man who has had all the momentum here tonight following a victory and some serious eliminations in this matchup. Lashley not going to allow it though, but met with a bicycle kick there from Alexander. And Bryan Danielson, who's now squaring off with Chris Bay here, sends him into the corner. Rapid fire series of kicks, and Josh Alexander eliminates Bobby Lashley. What a immediate statement at the hands of Alexander, who now goes after Chris Bay, a man who he's known from TNA. In the corner, Meteora strike meets Danielson now in the middle of the ring. Hatch suplex, and next entering number 21 is Finn Balor, the man who, as a part of Judgment Day, lost the United Kingdom Championship earlier tonight. Now Josh Alexander positioning Finn Balor on the rope, looking for a quick elimination on Balor, who just entered this match.
Quick strike to the lower body. Chop block.
Takedown with a chop block there. Josh Alexander quickly making a statement in this matchup. Now taking down Finn Balor with a series of kicks here. Kicks to the chest of Finn Balor here from Danielson. As we see Alexander got Chris Bay up in the corner, and a second elimination from Josh Alexander as he takes out Chris Bay in this matchup. The second elimination here for Alexander.
Lights out. Balor having trouble shifting the tides. Finn is being worked on heavily.
Now we see a kick to the back from Danielson here. 3 men currently in this matchup before we see our next entrant at number 22 is the man who lost the NXT X Division Championship earlier tonight, that being Swerve Strickland. Springboard dropkick attempt there from Josh Alexander off of the ropes, as now Alexander and Swerve going to work together for that Russian leg sweep. Swerve losing his NXT X Division Championship earlier tonight in a great matchup against Bad Bunny, where Swerve held that championship for 203 days, longer than anyone else. Crossface attempt there from Finn Balor, as now Josh Alexander has Swerve in the corner, and Danielson with a hatch suplex to Finn Balor. Josh Alexander yet again going to look for another important elimination here in this matchup, but fought off by Swerve out of the corner. Headlock takedown now from Danielson, who squares off with Josh Alexander. Perhaps the only man who can halt his momentum here is the man who has coexisted with every competitor in this matchup since the number 2 spot. And there we see the Busaiku knee from Danielson to Swerve Strickland. But Swerve already getting back up to his feet. Saito suplex there from Danielson to Balor. And now entering at number 23 is the handyman of the NXT champion, another member of Imperium, that being Ludwig Kaiser. And Ludwig going to have to do the bidding of Gunther in this matchup, you would think. And Josh Alexander working over the arms of Finn Balor here. Series of kicks now from Danielson yet again to Ludwig as he enters this matchup, to a series of offense from Danielson, a man who is conditioned for this kind of fight. Now a German suplex from Danielson. Swerve on the other side of the ring, a series of kicks to the head of Alexander. And Danielson fighting against Finn Balor now here in the corner. Northern Lights suplex. We're going to see our number 24th entrant in this matchup. And entering at number 24 is Mike Santana, a man who has fought for his opportunity to face for the North American Championship throughout the course of the year here in Universe Mode. And entering at number 24, you got to think that his odds of going on to face Gunther are looking pretty likely at this point. But given the rest of the field here, we have some really credible contenders. Josh Alexander having an incredible amount of momentum and offense here in this matchup, having eliminated Bobby Lashley earlier on. Swerve Strickland, and a very impressive athlete here in Universe Mode. Spear takedown there from Alexander as Swerve gets Ludwig in the corner. Mike Santana, a former PWG champion. Josh Alexander looking for the elimination. Josh Alexander continuing that momentum by eliminating the Judgment Day member Finn Balor, who has had a really rough night since losing his United Kingdom Championship, and now going on to be eliminated here by Alexander, a man who is working alongside Ludwig Kaiser here, perhaps a potential alliance. And now entering this matchup at number 25, also making his appearance and debut here in Universe Mode, is Powerhouse Hobbs. Catches a series of clotheslines there from Mike Santana, though unfortunately for him, not able to get a hot start, as Danielson locking in the cattle mutilation here onto Josh Alexander, looking for the submission attempt. Alexander, though, escaping the submission of Powerhouse Hobbs now, with Kaiser over his shoulder, drops some snake eyes across the turnbuckle. Roundhouse kick there from Danielson to Powerhouse. German suplex there from Danielson, and a ground and pound from Alexander to the former X Division champion Swerve. Regal suplex there from Danielson to Swerve. Gets him down into the label lock once more, and entering at number 26 is the current half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, Eddie Guerrero, now entering this matchup. They'll look to make his presence known, going directly after Swerve. Now a regal flex there from Danielson to Mike Santana. The ring really filling up here now. Swerve nailing that shot, the kick to the face there to Eddie Guerrero. Powerhouse looking for the elimination, though, on Kaiser here. The final stages of this matchup, we have only a few more competitors to enter now, as Eddie Guerrero entering at number 26. We only have a few more, about 3 more competitors left to go. Following the next entrant coming down to the ring right now, who could it be? Swerve Strickland there we see eliminated, and now Eddie Guerrero is going to be eliminated by Danielson. Unbelievable, two major eliminations there in the late stages of this matchup. And number 27 coming down to the ring now is Rey Mysterio, running directly past his longtime rival here in Universe Mode, Eddie Guerrero. Rey Mysterio going to look to win this match and go on to face Gunther at Stand and Deliver. Would be a tremendous dream match. And now we see Mike Santana up on the fireman's carry once more from Danielson, eliminated by Danielson. Danielson sending Mike Santana to the outside. German suplex here to Rey Mysterio. Now a series of kicks now here from Danielson. Josh Alexander gets Powerhouse Hobbs up on the torture rack position into a knee strike. And now we see Ludwig Kaiser nearly eliminating Josh Alexander, but he just barely holds on. German suplex there to Kaiser, who then takes down Alexander with a chop block. Hatch suplex there from Danielson. Now goes after Kaiser here. Headlock takedown. Powerhouse Hobbs now going to bring Josh Alexander over to the corner. Now we're going to see entering number 28 coming down to the ring. Who will be number 28 in this match? And another debut here. Sky high there from Ludwig Kaiser, and Powerhouse Hobbs eliminating Josh Alexander, a man who has had a great degree of success here. Rey Mysterio there eliminating Ludwig Kaiser on the other side of the ring. Two major eliminations as now we enter the late stages of this match. Danielson has been in here since number 2, but all of the other men, Powerhouse Hobbs entering 25th, Rey Mysterio entering 27th, and now entering 28th is the debuting Kyle Fletcher, who's making his presence known here in Universe mode. He is actually not, I shouldn't say debuting actually, because believe it or not, Kyle Fletcher here in Universe mode is a former NXT Tag Team Champion alongside his partner Mark Davis in Aussie Open. They held that championship for 35 days and were the ones to end the championship reign of Safeguard, that being Test and Austin Theory, back when Jay White was the champion. And now Powerhouse Hobbs eliminates Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson got eliminated. He held on from number 2 in this contest, but in the late stages of this match, Powerhouse Hobbs being the one to eliminate Danielson, and entering number 29, a man that everybody and their mother hates, is Logan Paul. Just nothing to say here at all. No heat, nobody cares, and nobody even wants to see this guy. He's taken over this matchup here at number 29. Only one more competitor to enter this matchup next. We really hate to see that Logan Paul is out here, but let's talk about what a massive elimination it was for Powerhouse Hobbs to eliminate Bryan Danielson. But now Powerhouse Hobbs in his own right, catching a 619 there from Rey Mysterio. Now Hobbs being sent over the ropes, and he eliminated Kyle Fletcher, looking to get the elimination on Powerhouse Hobbs there. But Powerhouse Hobbs reversing it, now sending Kyle Fletcher off of the ropes, and say his name, and he appears. Now entering at number 30 in this matchup is Joe Hendry. Logan Paul now looking for the elimination on Rey Mysterio here. Back suplex there from Joe Hendry. Kyle Fletcher was looking for that elimination there on Powerhouse Hobbs, but he gets picked up into the electric chair position from Hendry. Joe Hendry now powerbomb position. Gonna powerbomb him down. Rey Mysterio and Powerhouse Hobbs going at one another, and now Kyle Fletcher gonna go after Rey Mysterio here. Shoulder tackle as Logan Paul and Joe Hendry squaring off, two that are pretty much made for each other, probably destined to wrestle at WrestleMania one day, if we're being honest. Deep sigh. And now a power slam, fall away slam. Shoulder tackle there from Kyle Fletcher to Powerhouse Hobbs. Hobbs now sends Joe Hendry into the corner. Kyle Fletcher getting the advantage on Rey Mysterio there. Now Fletcher sends Powerhouse Hobbs out of the ring. Fletcher with a huge elimination, sending Hobbs out of here. Hobbs in the late stages of this match was my pick to win. I was really hoping he would take home that crown, especially after defeating and eliminating Bryan Danielson. Shoulder block takedown there from Joe Hendry. And now we're going to see a tag team from Rey Mysterio and Kyle Fletcher there. A surprising alliance between those two to nail that maneuver. German suplex here from Hendry turns Kyle Fletcher inside out with a lariat now. Now we see Rey Mysterio gonna look to get Logan Paul up for a Hurricane Rana, takes him out of the ring. Rey Mysterio eliminating Logan Paul from this matchup. And now Joe Hendry gonna position Rey Mysterio up. Military press from Hendry to Mysterio, sends him out of here, and we're down to 2. The last 2 entrants in this matchup, Joe Hendry and Kyle Fletcher. One of these 2 men is going to go on to face Gunther at Stand and Deliver. Clothesline takedown from Hendry. And another clothesline. No, it's countered into an X Factor from Kyle Fletcher. Both these men want it so badly. Joe Hendry now sent to the outside. Dropkick attempt from Kyle Fletcher, countered by Hendry. Series of elbow strikes there from Hendry to Kyle Fletcher. Reversal from Fletcher. Huge reversal there. Now a reversal from Hendry. German suplex there. Turns him inside out with a clothesline. Ripcord lariat. Shoulder tackle now from Hendry. Needing to channel the energy of the NXT faithful here in the late stages of this match to get the victory. And Kyle Fletcher answering back with a shoulder tackle. Drop down. Jumps over now. Leapfrog. And a headbutt from Joe Hendry to Kyle Fletcher. Busts him wide open. Picks him up now into the cradle position for the fallaway slam. And Joe Hendry spending a little bit too long gesturing to the crowd there. Still able to get the offense though now as he sends Kyle Fletcher into the ropes. No, turns into a reversal from Fletcher. 2 men fighting it out, going back and forth here now. Series of low kicks now from Fletcher. Springboard from Fletcher, looking for the back elbow, but falling short. Now followed up by an elbow drop from Joe Hendry. Hendry now sends Kyle Fletcher into the ropes. Power slam from Hendry. Hendry thinking he has what it takes to put this match away here. Suplex tosses Kyle Fletcher into the ropes. The power of Hendry now. Picking him back up to his feet. Discus strike to the face, the bloodied face of Kyle Fletcher. Turns him around once more for a German suplex. Ripcord lariat. And Joe Hendry now gonna look for the end of days finish on Kyle Fletcher. Bringing him over to the ropes now. Charging up is Joe Hendry. Military press sends Kyle Fletcher out of here, and Joe Hendry is your winner of the NXT Rumble.
Let's take another look and see why the Royal Rumble is
coming out at number 30, the final competitor to enter this match, squaring off with the second to last, or Kyle Fletcher actually coming out at number 28, I should say. And both these 2 men outlasting everybody else that was in this match. We saw some massive eliminations and some major stories to be told throughout the remainder of Universe Mode here, particularly with the likes of Josh Alexander making his presence known in his debut. And Powerhouse Hobbs also with a tremendous debut here tonight. But it was Joe Hendry, another debuting superstar to Universe Mode, who is now going to go on to challenge Gunther at Stand and Deliver.